Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we are in Uji, Kyoto. This has been on my bucket list for a super long time. I don't know why I haven't gone out of my way to come here before. This is a really easy day trip from Kyoto. It's only 22 minutes on the train from Kyoto Station. And if you don't know what Uji is, this is the Mecca of matcha. So if you love green tea and matcha, this is where most of it comes from and is produced and grown, at least in the prefecture itself. So the city and the village really celebrates it all over town. So the bus stops are green. There's a big tea mailbox at the train station. Also everywhere just smells like matcha right now, which is really crazy. I wasn't really expecting that. And yeah, it's also just really peaceful and quiet. It's kind of reminding me of Iwakuni with the river and the bridges, but there's also temples and shrines to go and explore. And then at some point we're gonna make our way to the oldest tea house in Japan. I think it's from 1106, but you can still go get soft serve ice cream, drink some matcha, and yeah, it's just gonna be a very chill and relaxing video. So I'm excited to take you guys along. My little boy is also here. He's 3 years old, and I pretty much take him everywhere. If you guys want to see what it's like traveling around Japan with a kid, I have videos about that on my channel. And yeah, he's got an adventurous spirit like his mom.
Early in the morning, before the sun appears, before the world has even stirred, let's get out of here. We don't need to hurry, the road ahead is clear. Let's follow the coast as far as it goes, or until we disappear.
So over here on the riverbank, just playing and enjoying, and I can't believe how clear the water is. I bet that has a lot to do with matcha production here, and it feels so refreshing. It's actually a really warm day, and I just kind of want to jump in. What about this one?
India. I know that I won't even last another year.
High five. You're good at that.
The wind at your shoulders.
Now we're walking to Byodoin temple, which is probably the most famous temple in this area. It's only a couple minutes walking. It is so lush and green this time of year. It is so pretty. And in case you're wondering, yes, he is dressed in green on purpose. I wish you could see these in person because this is such a crazy, funky tree.
Today's video is sponsored by my great friends at Airlo. eSIMs are SIM cards that are 100% digital on your phone so that you can have phone data on all of your travels. You will need it for things like Google Maps, translators, or posting on socials to make your friends jealous. They connect you to local data servers in whatever country or continent that you're on. Because your eSIM is local, your data will be faster and better than an international plan through most phone providers. When I activated my international phone plan with my provider, they quoted me $50 for 2 weeks. With Airlo, you can get them for less than $10. Airlo is easy to use. Download the Airlo app to your phone, choose an eSIM that best suits your needs. You can choose from over 200 countries. They even have regional plans in case you're visiting multiple countries on your trip. Purchase your plan and use my code her.atlas3 to get a discount. Install the eSIM, and make sure you do this when you have a strong Wi-Fi before your flight. That way you can activate your eSIM when you land and you will be instantly connected. Stay connected with Airlo. Use my code her.atlas3 for a discount on your first eSIM plan, and use the link in my description to download the app today. Thank you, Airlo, for sponsoring today's adventure.
This place is busy, but it's really not crazy. I would not consider this to be crowded by any means. I'm gonna pan it around in just a second, just to show you. Like, compared to places that you're gonna visit in Kyoto, if you wanna visit a beautiful temple without the crowds, this is a great spot. This is a Goshuin-cho, which is a temple and stamp book. So I've collected all of these amazing stamps. It is a way to document your pilgrimage to all the temples and shrines. You don't have to be religious or anything like that to collect these. And these are the two that I got today. They're hand painted hand calligraphy at this temple, which is really nice. And because they weren't busy, I was able to get both of them. If they are busy, you can't. But what's cool about these is this one was for the Phoenix Shrine, and this one is for the main Buddha. But what's cool is each one of them is going to tell you like today's date, the name of the temple and shrine, and other things that I cannot read or understand. And each person that's writing them has a different handwriting. So I can come back and visit the same temple next week, tomorrow, or even later today and have a different looking one. They also will typically change them seasonally, so I can show you an example of what that might look like. This is a stamp that I collected in Kamakura. It has hydrangea, and it's also really cool because it's stitched. But I also visited that same temple just like a few weeks before, and I was able to collect it for the ume blossoms. So anyway, Goshuin-cho, get yourself one of these books when you're visiting and collect temple and shrine stamps along the way. After you finish at the museum, which you can't take photos and videos inside, it pops you out right here. This is the tea house that they have on the property. It's a modern take on matcha tea dining and experiences. I'm a little bit bummed because I really want to go inside. They have their own special blend of matcha that's exclusive to their temple. And I'm pretty sure these are matcha bushes growing around, like matcha tea leaf bushes. So yeah, it just wasn't really the right atmosphere for my son and I right now. He's too hungry to sit through something like that. And it's just different teas, like a matcha or green tea itself. So if you're here and you can do it, I would recommend it. It looked really beautiful inside and the prices were really great too. This little guy is just getting hangrier and hangrier, so we've got to find food ASAP. There's a lot of little shops coming out of this place, so hopefully they'll have something that we can both just sit down and have a rest and enjoy. This is the Uji Omotesando, which is the main shopping street. So it's lined with cafes and restaurants, tea houses, lots and lots of matcha, and souvenirs. You'll see a lot of the restaurants here infusing matcha into the dishes. So these are matcha soba noodles. Very beautiful green color. Gosh, it just smells like tea everywhere. That is not a bad thing. I'm hoping we can get a spot at this place. It's right here on the river. My son said he really wants soba, so we're gonna try to get some soba. Such a beautiful property, oh my gosh. Actually have to find a seat, put your things down, and then you can go and order. So I just kind of scoped out some seats by the windows on the second floor, and I'm just gonna wait for a couple to leave before we snag their little spot. Honestly, best case scenario, there was nobody else waiting up here, so I was able to get a spot very fast. I was like not gonna post this, but mommy fail. Online, it shows that they have food at that cafe, but they do not have food at all. So we had to leave, and now I have a very angry toddler, so we're gonna go find a spot now.
We actually had to cross the river in order to find a place to eat because everything seemed to be overcrowded, loud, busy, a long wait time. And so I'm glad that I did because we ended up finding this tiny little hole in the wall. There were only locals from the neighborhood inside, which I loved. I ended up getting their classic soba set. So it came with matcha salt, which is really great for dipping your tempura in. And then it came with 2 different types of soba. So traditional buckwheat noodles, and then the other ones made with matcha. They were beautiful color green. And yeah, I'm ready to dig in.
You want regular noodle? Okay. Let me see your plate. 2. And then here.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
Very happy that we stumbled upon this because it's very small, mom and pop. They hand make their soba, and I got the dual soba set. So I got buckwheat and then their house-made matcha. It's also all locals in here, and they only have like 5 tables, and we were able to get sat right away. The tempura is also really amazing, so it ended up being serendipitous. I found a very good spot to come and enjoy, and my son is happy and he is eating, so all is well. Here it is, the oldest tea house in Japan. And what's really just kind of funny about it is it's right here on this very busy intersection.
Ice cream.
Yeah, we are gonna go get ice cream. They do parfaits and ice creams and all kinds of stuff. I ended up getting the mix with matcha and hojicha because that's what the ososume, the specialty, was. We're actually gonna take it to go, and we're gonna walk back across the river over there and sit by the water. It's about 4:30 and a lot of the shops are starting to close down. I was trying to pop into a couple of cafes to get a matcha, even if it was to go, and they've already done their last orders, or they're like done for the day. Back here at Uji Station, and I wanted to leave you guys with a few thoughts of how I would have done things differently for my next visit so that you guys can learn just from my mistakes, even though we still had a really great day. So if I were to come without my son, or maybe even with him the next time, I would definitely do a little more research into visiting a tea farm. That's something that I do want to do on a future visit, but since you guys would be visiting with more limited time, I would make that a priority. Because when you come to Uji and only did what we did, you're only really exploring a small area on foot that you can cover walking like 10 minutes to each different place. So you're not really immersing yourself into the culture of tea. It's very surface level and very kind of touristy. I don't want to say gimmicky because the tea is wonderful and so is the shopping. But yeah, I think if I were to come back, I would spend more time adding in a matcha tea farm experience. And I've been to a tea farm before. You learn so much. There was even a museum that we did not get a chance to go visit, so I would add that to my list. And yeah, really enjoy yourselves. If you're also just looking for something super low key to do just for a few hours, we got here around noon and it's like 4:30 and we're kind of like, okay, we saw everything we think that there is to see and experience, so we're heading back. So just a few hours of leisureliness is all it really is. So with that, if you guys have any tips for other people watching this video, your favorite cafes or restaurants that you think people shouldn't miss, leave it in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Bye guys.